We have some technical issues, ladies and gentlemen.
Seriously.
You can skip through all the cringy ones real quick too. As soon as
Yeah, please. Yeah.
we don't want to hear all that stuff.
Spare us.
Here we go. Share. Is this sharing computer sound?
Okay.
I like to twerk my ass like Miley Cyrus, so make it work like this.
Yeah,
What?
fuck it.
You don't want to have all of that out in the world. You know what I mean?
Can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Let's get it.
I like to twerk.
Twerk my ass like Miley Cyrus.
This is good. Is there a rhyme on this one? The verse?
Weed smoking Mike fell and tight like a
Yep.
ripe melon might have
Yep.
a bud, get you dancing around like Ellen.
Yes, I was like,
How's your mum, man?
used to like, yeah.
How's your mum,
Everyone, Mrs. G is Marcus's mum, who's an absolute legend. Yeah. I feel like we're down the road from each other, but I still speak to Raf like more than I speak to you, you know?
Yeah,
Crazy,
that's
man.
rough,
You guys are
We
slack.
tried, man. We
Last
tried.
time
I've
we
gone
saw
grey
each other,
waiting for this call.
the last
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
we all get that bit great. As you get older, you know what I mean? Everything
Yeah.
slows down. So
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I started doing yoga. Are we recording? Oh yeah.
That's what she
In
said.
progress.
Yo, welcome to the M&V show. We got a special guest
Welcome back,
today,
people.
Mr. RizOne in the building.
Rhymus.
Yeah, man. RizOne.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is
all the
chapter
names.
2, Element Crew.
Coming live and direct.
We're going to take a trip down memory lane. We haven't had a call with all the three of us in years. I think
Long time.
we haven't
Long
had a
time.
call, all three of us.
Yeah,
Full
man.
stop. The last time we actually all spoke was when we saw each other, no?
Yeah.
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 We
I think
haven't-
there's probably been a few late night drunken calls when either
Yeah,
of us-
but-
couple.
Okay. And then when I was with
Yeah.
you, Riz, we would call Marcus, and when I was
Yeah.
with Marcus, we would call you. But
Mm.
a call like this, all three of us, and in video and stuff. Nah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's good to see you boys.
Yeah. How you been, man? Congratulations on
good.
getting married.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's good, man. Life's good, you know, just adulting these days, you know,
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
it a lot more slower, just concentrating on work and life, and you know how it is.
Yeah. The daily grind.
Yeah.
100%.
No
100%.
doubt.
Trying
No doubt.
to stay healthy, trying to keep the body working. It was really interesting listening to you guys talk about the old days, like
Yeah.
in the first
Yeah.
episode. I was just like blown away. Rafi sent me the link to the show, and I I turned it on, and Marcus, you played that first beat when we were in the, and I was
Yeah.
like, it was just like
What?
these memories flooding back. Like
I know.
Yeah.
I actually, it's funny. I should actually tell you now. So when I heard that, I remembered that I had an old friend of mine who was like one of my best mates who I used to live with. He
Yeah.
came back. He lives in LA now, and he came back to Sydney, and he was going through some old storage stuff, and he's like, "I've got all these CDs, and do you want them?" I'm like, "Yeah." So
No way.
I literally found them last night. I totally forgot about it. How's this, right? So all CDs. I got like a stack of CDs here, right?
No way.
Yeah.
And this one here is Element Crew first recording.
What?
Oh, no way.
And then what I remember at the time, writing like all these little. So we used to we'd burn a CD and then
Yeah.
burn something else on top of it, and I'd write the date, right? So I've got like all of these CDs with all these dates on it. It's like
Crazy.
2004. So like 13th of March 2004. Yeah,
Crazy.
August 10. I've actually got the CD here of the one that we used for our very first live show that just had none of the vocals on it, right? So it was just,
Yeah,
we
the
just
set.
had
no
back-
way.
I've got
Just the
that.
set.
yeah,
Crazy.
but it was the actual one that we used in the and like
Wow.
everything was
Wow.
CDs back then, right? So I was driving home and I had this like epiphany. I was like, I got to see if I can find these things, and I found them.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it was like midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm downstairs in the car park in my car because it's the only thing that has a CD player, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Bumping these old CDs. It was a
Crazy.
blast for the past, man. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you have most of these tunes, Raf, probably sitting on a hard drive. But what
Yeah.
I was looking for, the golden, like, you know, the golden goose was
Nugget.
that. Yeah, was the vocal track of
Yeah.
that very first track of that.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
Yeah, because we don't
And
have
I-
it.
and I couldn't find it, man.
No way.
And I was trying to think of the rhyme even, right? I couldn't think of the rhyme, but all I remember from the start of it, because I'm pretty sure I was the first on that track, and I remember saying something like, because remember, like I went through 1,000 names, and one of them was RizOne. It was like RizOne on the microphone or something like that, and that was the first thing that I said. And then I'm like trying to remember like what the rhyme was, but it's it's gone now, man. It's gone.
Yeah, that was the very first beat.
Crazy. Very first one. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a mix up in the story. I don't know which one's true and which one's not, but I'm pretty sure that I heard that beat before I actually met you, Marcus. So like.
Oh, okay.
I distinctly remember Raf having that beat, right?
Okay. Then I was with someone else. I was also rapping with another guy before I met you. So maybe I was with him when I met you in the studio.
Yeah,
I do actually remember
both of you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do remember going to see the first time I did meet you was in a studio like that when it was me and Raf.
Yeah.
And we walked into the thing. So I don't know, like it's probably stories. But I remember like listening to that beat, and I'm like, "What is this, man? Like, who is this dude making these beats?" We met up, and man, it's like the rest is history. I just
let me ask a question: where did the name come from? Who came up with it?
So I heard you talk about this in the last episode as well. Yeah. So that was actually me. Right? The reason I remember that is because in my history and tradition of really cringe names, I actually wrote down in my rhyme book, I wrote the Element Collective, and it was the Element Collective, and I was like, oh, collective, and then it was just like that turned into crew, and then that's where the name came from. Yeah, so and it was like it turned into like it was the L's for a bit, and then it was like
that's right. Yeah, I play a track, man. Let's get some tunes.
Okay. So I don't know what came first or what came second, but we'll just go through them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go. This is the first one. It starts with A.
There you go.
From my diaphragm straight up to the top of my esophagus, I suppose the words I heard in the form of my hypothesis.
I'm rocking this. Yeah.
Good though.
I think this was the first rhyme that I heard from you. I think. Like this was like a rhyme you had already when I met you. I'm in my personal dimension. I remember all this.
Time extension. Oh.
A battle pot and beer. Oh. Yeah.
Wow. It's been so long since I heard this.
So good.
So long.
This was like
good. Yeah. And how old you must have been? We're the same age.
Oh man,
roughly.
Yeah,
about 21.
I'm in between you guys. So I was like 19 at the time. Yeah.
19. Yeah.
It was young, very young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Irrelevant is evident. So
good.
Clear facts.
I just remember like just trying so hard on this rhyme. You know what I mean? Like it was it was like life or death back then. You know, you just I want to make sure every single syllable fits. You know?
I think that's a big difference between me and you, honestly. If I would say that you took your time and then you came out with this like crazy metaphors and similes and like you took your time to write this. And I remember when I met you, you had this first verse of this written, and then you like wrote bits and then made thing.
But so long, but also affects the output as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, it was always a search for a banger, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this is the original.
The original.
Wow.
This is the first one we did. I just met Viviana.
Yeah.
We weren't married yet, huh?
Yeah. I remember this, man.
Yeah. That was just I just met Viviana. I came actually right before that. I met you here in England. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before that, and then you came over into Switzerland, and I had just met Viviana, and I only started dating her then, and she sang this.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
See the cat. Okay, we can move on to the next song though.
Yep. Turn it up a bit.
Oh,
that's good.
I know you don't even
That's just
remember
a
this.
mix.
Wow.
With the
Wow.
wrong, all right.
Wrong or right. Wrong or right.
It's horrible beat.
Sometimes I'm like
Horrible.
a stopper. My words be everlasting. Dynamic verse dropper never getting past me. Don't ever ask me if your verse is hot. Compared to me, you see your verse
is not.
I be reversed to the worst of the lot. Self-assured, pretentious. Can't put a show on without the grand entrance. The only problem with words are lies. They come quick and then I spit them too fast.
Too fast.
My style,
Yeah, Riz always had
you see
rhyme
the
on
miles, my
point,
life coming
man.
at ya. I'm Captain Stay One. Been on a mission, it doesn't matter where they from. I stay strong like
Yeah,
a
for
red
sure.
bear, Mr. Man in the thick of it. You even
Riz's timing was always just on.
Yeah, and his
the
words
content.
and the
Always.
content.
Yeah.
I'm a spit with the wrong.
Riz was like Big Brother MC to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Always.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
if I'm wrong or right, 'cause I still be the Riz with the
Wrong or right.
Wow.
I haven't heard this since probably.
Man.
Man, I heard this
Yeah.
today, the first time in years.
Wow.
Like years.
It's
Yeah.
like pointless. Oh my god.
Right before our call now.
Too many women here with too many fears. Your box worse than
Crazy.
your bite.
But yeah.
Still do much the
Wrong or right.
I'm a spit with the wrong or right. I'ma do my thing with the wrong
Wrong
or
or
right.
right. Okay.
All right.
I like that.
Remember
tune.
this?
Ah,
This is old school.
another really bad beat.
How do you have these tunes, man?
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
same way you have yours. So those CDs.
Wow.
Like I had a pack of 50 CDs like this, and
Imported them all.
some of them were sessions, and then the rest were just like MP3s. And so I have no idea.
Oh, what a beat.
Yeah.
Damn. What a beat.
Be that guy.
It's
This
So
is
basic
good.
though.
this is so.
Yeah, no, but it was
Nah,
just,
but
it was just
so
so
good.
simple.
even
Yeah.
now, man. This is there's some
That
timeless
groove,
music.
you
here.
always had that groove, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
So I
stripped
can go to
back then.
Acapulco.
But it was nice.
Loco.
Same
That's
again.
that.
These are like old
Proper fire, man.
folders on the hard
Right.
Proper
drive.
fire.
Exactly what you came here to do, so grind it. All the ladies in shoes.
These tracks should be finished. They deserve to be
Yeah.
finished.
Yeah, but
True that.
Tell us
the
down,
sessions
down
are
in the
gone.
comments.
I want to hear these remixed,
Yeah.
remastered.
Yeah, this needs to be redone, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could make that in about 10 minutes, probably. It's like
It's-
two
it's
chords
not a-
and
it's-
a beat.
It's not about like the.
Others.
It's just the structure so nice.
Yeah,
man. Like,
and it's the
everything's
vibe.
got its.
It's the
Everything's
vibe.
got its place.
It's a vibe, yeah.
It's the vibe.
It'd be interesting trying to remake
It's that
this without
melodic
an
and
MP3.
rhythmic vibe that combines it. It just makes
Yeah.
that.
We should try and remake this beat.
This one should be
See
finished.
how it comes out.
Is it you who's gonna make a change in this world? Or you gonna take all the diamonds and
Another one of those conscious raps.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, it is a bit, huh?
I think there was like a time where we just had this like I don't know what was going on in the world or whatever, but it was just like all of this sort of vibe.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather hold a peace pipe than a gun. Man discovered fire, now I'm gonna make it
Burn.
burn. I don't listen to the preacher, man. Don't listen to the government.
Government.
Don't listen to people who self-proclaim to be in charge, man.
Shot in the front line, by now you wishing that you changed your mind. What the guy they fighting for is sitting in this fort and he won't be satisfied until there's
I don't
more
remember
voices
any
on
of
the
this.
floor. Here's to you,
Nah.
Mr. Obama. You want Osama, go get him yourself.
Obama,
I ain't
Osama.
fighting for
Yeah,
nothing.
there you go. It was around that time.
2000 with your talks on public health, fight your own battles, cause they mostly with yourself.
I dismiss the
Oh.
ignorant claim that
Yep.
it's over. Authority
I was like, there's no way I'm on this track.
not
Like,
sure
Yeah, you are.
Same guy, but different color.
I think most of the tracks that I put in here, you're on. That was a trip.
Yeah. That was
Long time ago.
it's so funny, like this.
Take all the diamonds.
Like these are like throwaway tracks, right? But
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
them.
so many of them, right?
There's so
Yeah.
many. So many.
Oh no, another cringe beat.
The beat holds strong, cause it won't be long. Till you be flying with me. Come quick over the stratosphere where no one can see. Come on,
Oh,
yo.
I think I recorded this in your house, man. I think so.
I haven't heard this as well.
I have that memory.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, so when we got into our meditation. This.
Excuse me, did I say something?
Next track. Next track.
Excuse me.
What's this? I haven't heard this.
What if I walk down the street sticking 2 fingers up? Where I told you to your face that I think
so
that
ugly
you
duckling.
suck. Can't we all just
Ugly duckling. Yeah, man.
What other people think? Don't think that we can.
I don't
So
know.
I sit and spit
How-
this mic in my hand. You can
I don't think I've ever heard
speak
this.
whether you like it or not, cause it's likely that your girl wants to suck on my. Excuse me, did I say something wrong? Identity and location of your. I spit.
Cut.
Yeah, cut that one out.
Yeah,
How do you have this, man?
Yeah.
everything. This was at Marcus's house. I remember this. I remember this. This was on one of the trips we all were there together. Anyone? You remember this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wrote this like on the bus on the way up to Marcus's place.
Probably. But you drove a lot up as well.
Yeah, but there was quite a few times. I mean, we were there like every
There
couple
was
of weeks, right?
Sometimes, yeah, you took the bus, yeah.
Hold in your head.
Next. Really showcases where I was in my life at the time, right?
Yeah, all of us. Remember this?
This is a real bouncy beat.
We passed this back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I hook up my laptop and my JP8000 and my NPC. Come natural to me. I never claimed to be a battle MC.
See.
But when I rock my rhymes, yo, they come out so raw. Pick up this beat, ask for ransom, ask for more. Yo, my old man always told me you can only trust your best homies. He can sit with me, drink a VB, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, drink a VB and it's all good.
Yeah, I hope you understand me when I sing this song, cause I'm looking for the beat.
Remember this?
At the end of the day, I like to spark up a joint. I don't even make a beat unless it's on point. Tempo after rhythm, one by one. I spent years feeling this,
And it's only just begun.
So I drop in the snare, kicking hi-hat, get up on the bass and make the track sound fat. Like, yeah, you see how this is so tight? It's because I lock myself in the lab every night.
Every
It's about
night.
getting the snare and kick sounding right.
It's about-
time that I took off on this flight.
Oh. When was the last time you heard some of those tracks?
Funny.
Man, it's like I don't know,
When we
back
wrote them?
then, man. Yeah, 100%.
Back
then.
Like, yeah, it was like it's such a long time. I mean, yeah, it just kind of gets lost in time, right?
Seriously. And none
You're
of
even
these tracks.
surprising me with this playlist, man.
Yeah.
Like I thought I'd heard them all, and you've just
No,
cracked out a few.
And
I
I'm
haven't.
surprising myself. Like
Yeah.
I
Well,
haven't
I
I haven't listened to these tracks since pretty
I
much
think-
we made them.
Yeah, I think the thing is like we listened to the ones that we actually released, because there was like
Yeah.
still a lot of music that we actually released, but I mean all of these are the for every one track we release is like 5 to 10
Yeah.
others that don't make the cut,
Easily.
right? So like it's crazy to listen to.
And then even more
Yeah.
beats. Like there's beats that
we didn't
Marcus
even
has
use.
made that
Yeah.
we didn't even write.
Man,
a
I
word
gotta
to.
say, I went through like I said last night, like very quickly, but went through all of the old CDs that I have, and so many of them were, because I remember what you did back in the day was you'd be like, okay, boys, I've got eight beats, like take the CD, go away, write, and come back, and that was what I said. A lot of these CDs are those
Yeah.
ones before
Yeah,
there's
of
no
course.
vocal on them, right? They're just a disc, and
Just beats,
I'm going-
because that's how we used to have to bounce to each other. We didn't have Dropbox, like it was all on a
No,
CD,
it was
right?
Yeah, and we were together.
Yeah, 100%. It was, and there was no, there was that as well. Like we're sort of like seeing each other every day, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
like, it was cool,
like,
man. It was
here's
it
a
was a
CD,
good little,
go and work on your lyrics, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, it was-
exactly.
Yeah.
it was a real good system. And then we'd meet up, and like there'd be two of us at one time. I mean, obviously, Raph and I live pretty close together, right?
Yeah.
So we would catch up, and we'd like spend all night just writing and like he'd go away in one room and I'd go away in another room and write some different stuff, come back and like compare notes and then fix this up and what do you think of this and that sort of thing. It was so cool, man. It was just such a really cool creative time, right? Like like I look back on it now and I think like it's just you feel so like free and inspired, you know. You really want to like you're so focused on doing this like the best you can do. And it was a really cool, I think it was just kind of the ethos of the group, right?
Yeah. And I think it was a time where, you know, we were young and anything was possible and we made anything happen. You know, we just 100%. Did it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's about to say, like, we didn't just have that final drive to make it happen. Like, I was hanging out with these two dudes at the time, Bliss and Esso, and they were like the same age as us and they were just like us. But those dudes made it a business.
Yeah.
They actually went.
I think what happened, like on my tip, I mean, it's kind of like, I think at the time, you know, like I said, life gets in the way a little bit, and you just kind of like, my priorities were kind of flipped on its head, you know, like it was kind of partying first and girls and you know, getting messed up, and then it was like making money and work, and then this was kind of ended up being the third thing, you know. It was like but I mean, look at. A bit regretful that we didn't like, you know, kick it off, but I mean, you guys are still doing your thing, and it's
we still haven't kicked off, and no regrets, man. I mean, it's all there. Like at least the stuff we released, and then the stuff we have done, it's.
But that was the only difference. Forever. Like those guys at the time, Bliss and Esso, they weren't better than us. They just had a different drive.
They were so driven, man. They were, and like the shows, man. They're legends now. You know what I mean? Like, and all respect.
Hell yeah,
love it.
And they're still going, man, making bangers. Like
100%.
You know,
Esoteric is mad MC, man, and Bliss as well.
No doubt.
But Esso can storytell.
That's what we
hardcore.
Miss.
Love it. I don't think there should be regrets. Like at least that's I mean, life definitely got in the way, partying and stuff like that. And now our other side of the life is getting in the way, where it's like kids and wife and so life is always going to get in the way.
And also, you left,
and I left, and that was
gaining traction. And that was it.
Yeah,
that was it. I mean, if I would have stayed, and we would have still been together, we would have been doing way more shows. We would have been noticed more. We like started to get noticed. At that point.
It did get. I think it took a while. Like, I mean, when you left, and then like, I mean, I left a little bit as well. I was in, you know, a little bit after that. I was in London and stuff, and then, you know, we all sort of moved around a bit. And it took a real long time for us to kind of like
100%. And then it was kind of like a lull, wasn't it, for a while, until we sort of went, well, hang on, we've got so many tracks. Let's at least make something out of these, like the good ones. And that's when we kind of, you know, tried to make an album, didn't we?
Like, well, the process just got a little slower, and it took a while for us to get the workflow happening again, you know. We got some stuff
the technology. We did in the end, but like we said in the first call, it took 10 years to release something.
But I mean, I was moving around a lot, man. I left Sydney. I went to Switzerland for a couple of years, and then I was in Kuwait for a couple of years, and then I came back to Switzerland, and then I went to Portugal, and then I went now here. So I also moved around a lot, and every time that slowed the process down, because there was that 6 months leading up to the move. I wouldn't do anything, and we
didn't have the technology we have now. We didn't have Dropbox.
I think Dropbox came pretty quick after I left, though. Like we still, because I don't know. There was that other place that we went online and we met other musicians and we had that group thing where John Doe and we got all those people.
It's the
what was that
Slim,
called?
What's his name?
I think Slim Pickens.
But there was that site that we it was like a collaborative site that we put our music up. Like half of the tune was done or a verse was recorded or something. And then people would be like, oh yeah, I want to collab with you. And so that's how we did the album in the end. Like there was a lot of features.
Remember, we got that trumpet player.
What was that site?
Italy.
It
was amazing.
I think you found that, M.
I did. But
you
were
the one
who
who
it was called.
Nice.
And we both used it, and we were talking to people a lot. It was like a social media site for musicians.
There was that one track that
collaboration
came out with. There was just like this weird posse track that like no one had. Well, I hadn't met any of the dudes, and it was like, yeah, you jump in this track. I was like, yeah, sweet. It was like just threw this thing together. It actually turned out real good in the end, right?
Yeah,
real nice. Yeah,
it was
nice
that
tune.
was NWO, I think, as well. That we had John Doe on it, and Kai, we all know because Kai's from Sydney, and then we had this other guy. Oh, that last rapper, he was amazing as well.
Just a heads up
James
as well.
Bell.
Oh yeah.
This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. The end of the beginning. The end of the beginning.